World leaders are set to attend the Munich Security Conference. The Ukraine war is nearing its first anniversary and tensions between China and the United States are on the rise over espionage claims. US Vice President Kamala Harris, China's top diplomat Wang Yi, German Chancellor Scholz, French President Emmanuel Macron and the NATO chief will be among those present at the three-day annual gathering. Ukraine is bracing for a fresh offensive from Moscow. Leaders are likely to renew their commitment to supporting Kiev for as long as it takes to beat back Russian aggression. US-China tensions are likely to feature prominently at the gathering in the German city in the state of Bavaria. Ties have nosedived since Washington shot down an alleged Chinese spy balloon. Relations between the world's two biggest economies have deteriorated in recent years over issues ranging from human rights in Hong Kong to the treatment of Uyghur Muslims. With the security conference due to commence on the 17th of this month, there is only one problem. Over 700 passenger flights will be cancelled at Munich airport on Friday due to a strike by ground staff and security crew. A trade union has called for a walkout at 7 German airports, including the country's busiest, Frankfurt. Other airports in the cities of Bremen, Dortmund, Hamburg, Hanover and Stuttgart will also be impacted by the walkout. For more on this story, we're now joined by our correspondent Anas Malik. He joins us live from Munich. Anas, a big three-day conference. Some of the most high-profile leaders from different parts of the world are going to come together. The question really is, what's on the agenda? What can we really expect from this three-day event?
You rightly mentioned, Neha, big event, more than 300 leaders, including prominent world leaders, which you just mentioned in the introduction as well. But what to expect? It's going to be an action-packed 3 days in the hotel that is behind me, that is Bayrich, the hotel here in Munich. And more to do is to do with the engagement on Global South. That is what is the official stated agenda, Russia's invasion of Ukraine, and how the world is coping up in what is considered to be the new normal. Of course, there will be talks on how to stabilize the Ukrainian economy and the efforts to ensure that there is a pushback by Western allies when it comes to the Russian invasion, vis-a-vis empowering Ukraine. That would also be discussed. But by and large, these 3 days would see ranging discussions, be when it comes to the Global South or on South Asia. For instance, the Indian External Affairs Minister is said to be on a panel. The Secretary of State for the United States, Secretary Blinken, is said to be here as well. Wang Yi, who was the former top diplomat and is now holding a key position when it comes to foreign affairs in the Chinese Communist Party, he's going to be here as well. Then the US Vice President Kamala Harris, she got here today. French President Emmanuel Macron, and so on and so forth. So there are lots to expect here, and tomorrow afternoon, as this conference kicks off, other eyes would be basically on the elephant in the room. That would be the Chinese top diplomat or former top diplomat Wang Yi, who was the former foreign minister, and US Secretary of State Secretary Blinken, because the two would be sharing the room. They will be under the same venue, but what would be really interesting would be to note whether or not they get to interact, because amidst that recent saga of the spy balloon which the US had shot down, the Secretary of State had cancelled his Beijing visit. So whether or not, even if there is the slightest of the handshake, that would be something to closely, or rather very closely, watch out. Neha?
Well, that would be very interesting indeed, Anas, given the huge controversy over the alleged Chinese spy balloon. We'll wait and see what kind of an interaction takes place between the leaders of China and the United States at this Munich conference. Thanks very much for all those details.